Hi, this is Kamera again. We're on day number 257, Ezekiel chapter 46 through 48. These are the last three chapters of Ezekiel. Then we're going into Daniel. So as you guys know, Ezekiel is a man of God, a prophet of God, who goes out and delivers these messages that God gives him. God also gives him visions, and a lot of times he'll tell Ezekiel to do certain things so that the people he's prophesying to will have a visual. So today we're seeing the continuation of the vision that God has given Ezekiel. In this case, he's talking about the temple, how it's supposed to be treated. And there are things they're talking about, the worship, how worship is supposed to be done, how the offerings and the celebration. A lot of this stuff he told the children of Israel way before they got to the promised land. And now, because they're, taken away, are now in captivity, this is how it's going to be again. And he goes through everything. I mean, how the celebrations and offerings, the festivals, how the temple is supposed to be treated, how the kitchen is supposed to be treated. And he talks about how the prince is supposed to give the offering, how he's supposed to enter the temple, how the prince, how everyone's supposed to enter the temple, how the common people are supposed to enter the temple. Like if they go in one direction, go out a different direction. And so they spent a lot of time in that, talking about which gateways to use when they enter the temple. And then he gives Ezekiel this vision of, in this vision, a stream flowing beneath the temple door, and how he follows where this stream is going, and it leads him to where it's passing the stream. This stream of water is flowing east past the altar, and he's following. And then the man is measuring. Remember, he was measuring before the depths and the different areas of the temple. Now he's measuring the stream. And so Ezekiel's walking in the stream, but then there's a certain point where he can't walk, he has to swim. But then as he goes to turn back, he's told, "Are you watching this, Ezekiel?" So there's a message here that Ezekiel needs to pick up. God told him before that he needs to take in everything he tells him. And so as Ezekiel's walking back from out of the stream, he notices these trees, these beautiful green flourished trees on both sides of the stream. And he describes the trees. These trees, what he's told is that they're going to bear different fruit. Always have fruit. They're going to be fruitful trees because they're right alongside the stream. When there are trees along the stream, they are able to be very fertile, be very healthy because of the water. And in this case, these trees right here, the leaves will never brown. There's going to always be different types of fruit on these trees. And so we're told that these trees will be food for people to eat, and the leaves will be for healing, right? So they spend some time talking about the different trees. And get this, the water that flows in that stream, when it goes to the Dead Sea, it's going to purify. So there's going to be lots of living things in in the Dead Sea. People are going to be able to fish, so many fish. But yeah, it's going to be a very healthy Dead Sea. Well, right now it's called Dead Sea, but once it have living waters in it, then it should be living sea when you think about it, right? And so, yeah. But get this also, guys. God talks to Ezekiel about dividing the land of Israel over again. Remember, that division was done way back in Moses' days, in Joshua days. It was done way back in Joshua days, where Joshua did the dividing of giving each tribe their allotment of land. Well, in this case right here, remember, because after the exile, they're coming back, they have a new division of the land. And every land will be, it'll be more like in a vertical position. and starting from the far north all the way down to the south. They're going to be like lined up one below the next. And between, after the first 6, you're going to have an area where the prince live, where the temple is, where the allotment of the holy of God, basically. And then you're going to have the next 6. But I found a picture that someone drew, and I thought this was cool to have. And you'll see this is the new allotment that the children of Israel, the division of the land, the promised land. So you see from the top to the bottom in color how the allotment of the new allotment of the land will be distributed. And you know what I liked about the allotment? Of course, the fact that God remembers the foreigners. He remembers the foreigners, and he said that the foreigners, because they live among the children of Israel, they're going to be like native Israelites born, basically. And so they can get an allotment within the territories of the allotted lands. Isn't that something? So God remembers everything. That part I thought was very good, because he says that they're considered, when you think about Israelites at that point. But I love the fact that he considered the foreigners as well. I'm trying to see where I had distribute the lands as an allotment for the tribe of Israel and foreigners who joined them. Isn't that something? Raising their families among you. They will be native-born Israelites. So they receive allotment among tribes, the tribe. They get land within territories of the tribe. And I just love God, because he's so good and he's so faithful. He's so good. And another thing I noticed in the reading today of the distribution of the land is when he gave out a certain portion of where the temple is going to be in the center of the Israelites. There's going to be, like I showed you in the picture here, you have 6 from the north heading down to the south. Then you have the middle, and then you have the remaining 6. And when he talked about that holy area where the temple is going to be, it's going to be in the center. But this is the thing: half of the land that is allotted for God is going to be there's going to be for the priests, which is Zadok's lineage, and then the other half of that is going to be for the Levites. You see how the Levites separate? You have the Levites and you have the priests. The Levites are priests, but they're from Zadok's family. That was one of the things that stood out to me today that I really spent time recognizing. And the gates. There's going to be gates around the city, and in the gates going to have the walls. The walls are going to have 3 gates, and each gate is going to represent a tribe of Israel. So, for instance, let's say the south gate. The south wall is going to have 3 gates, and it's going to be like, you're going to have like Reuben and Levi and Judah on that gate, and then you're going to have the east, you're going to have the south, you're going to have the north, and they're going to represent all 3 tribes, or all 12 tribes, and these are the gates that exit the city. And so those are pretty cool, though. So those are the things that I that really helped my attention a little bit. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much all that I wanted to cover in here. But make sure you read it, because it's really interesting the way God is redistributing the allotment of the lands, and this stream that purifies any waters that it touch, except for like the marsh. He said it's going to stay like it is, but and then the trees along the river banks, where they're going to be fruit for food, and the leaves are going to be for healing. And yeah, those are the things that stood out to me for me in this reading today. But this is the last day of Ezekiel. And then we're going to Daniel, which I absolutely love Daniel. I enjoyed the prophets. So far we've covered Jeremiah. We had covered Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Ezekiel. There's other prophets further along, but these right here had the longest, time in the word. And I just enjoyed them. I just thank God for showing himself in his word through Ezekiel. So guys, there you have it. Day number 257, Ezekiel chapter 46 through 48. You have a God-filled blessed day.